I think Donald Trump faked his assassination.
Ooh, question number
okay.
one.
Yeah.
If you could swap lives with any inanimate object for a day, what would it be?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right? Your options are Mabane, Manama, Djibouti, or Malabo as the capital.
Djibouti.
There's too much sex and violence. I met a girl who runs a battery kiosk at the park.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back
It's
to
us again, Derek and...
Orla!
And we're here doing a radio show. How are you this week, Orla?
I'm very well.
But we do actually have another extra special guest
We do!
in the studio with this
We
week.
have the one,
The only...
the incomparable...
Mr. Joe Lidster.
Hello, Joe.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right.
There's no need to look so terrified.
Well, I have no idea what I'm doing here. So,
Neither do we.
no.
I have been very lucky to know Joe for quite a long time now, actually.
Yes.
I don't even want to admit how long we've actually known each other, but it's probably a decade?
Easily.
I would say,
no, it isn't.
if
Yeah.
not more. Now, right? So unlike some of our other guests, which are very recognisable for their face, because they're usually on screen,
Yes.
Joe is one of those amazing people behind the cameras.
Where I belong.
He's recognised
Face for
by...
radio. Why has this got a camera? Got a face for radio.
He's recognised by his words.
Yes, his words, because you are a writer.
I am.
A TV writer, in
Yes.
fact, right?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But you write for quite a lot of things. You've written for Hetty Feather, the Sarah Jane Chronicles, and you do a lot of writing for Doctor Who.
Well, Doctor Who spin-offy stuff.
Yes.
I tend to do. So I've done. There's always a running joke of there's me and another writer who always had the same thing where it's like I wrote the Doctor Who Experience, so the big experience that used to be in Cardiff. I've written Doctor Who websites. I've written for Doctor Who audios. I've written for Doctor Who books. I've written for both. The two big Doctor Who TV spin-offs. I've never written for TV Doctor Who.
Oh.
But do you think we can safely say that you like Doctor Who then?
Well, do you know what I do? So I liked Doctor Who growing up. I got the tail end of the old series, so it ended in '89. And I think my theory is when you get to about 14, you either go, right, Doctor Who is now really childish, I want to watch adult things, or you go, but actually I really like Doctor Who, and you become a fan. And it finished when I was 12, and then they started bringing out these books that were bigger and more adult and everything like that. And I got really into them. And so I really liked Doctor Who. And then I found this company that did these Doctor Who audio plays, and I sent in an idea. This is over 20 years ago now. And that's where my career all started. But what was funny was, I thought I was like a Doctor Who fan, and then you meet Doctor Who fans, and you're like, and they go, well, which do you prefer, season 16 or season 17? And I'm like, I have no idea what that is. I don't know what years those are. Who's, I can remember. There are stories I haven't seen, which is, means I'm not a true fan.
Hey, but Doctor Who, like the universe of Doctor Who is absolutely huge.
It is.
Yeah, you can't have. Well, people have seen all of it, but I haven't.
Right, well, let's get some more after our first song.
Yes, right.
Yes.
So we'll have a first song, and then
this
we're going to
is
be back
my-
to talk to Joe.
Yes, more Doctor Who, more everything. So this is my song. I discovered this the other day. This is...
It's your song. It's your song now. You own it.
This is Asteroid. Now, you will recognise it.
Will I?
You will.
In a scary way?
No. It'll take you back to the cinema. Yes, so that was the Pearl and Dean theme.
That does make me just think of ads at the cinema.
Yeah.
Or like we're about to watch the
I
trailers.
feel like we should have some popcorn.
Yes.
Oh, it's always a good time for
Popcorn.
popcorn, though. I know.
Yeah.
Do you know what,
I
right?
demanded popcorn.
Yeah, was it in your rider? We
That's
didn't
where I
read
get
it.
popcorn.
We just deleted that. I think I genuinely, if I could only eat one food ever again, it would be popcorn. We went off on a bit of a rant there about COVID while
Yes.
the song was playing, which was a bit random. But we were saying that one of the first, or Joe was saying that one of the first nights he had out was to go see Come From Away.
Yes, because I love Come From Away. I've just seen RADA did it as their leaving show.
Okay.
Week. So I went to that in the afternoon, and as with the previous two times I've seen it, first time I cried at the Religion song because I think it's beautiful. It's just a really magical sort of thing about how everybody actually just is all quite similar. We could all get along. But now, especially with things so at the moment, the whole world is just like, oh god. I went to see even the RADA version. I mean, literally the first song I'm
have you seen Come From Away?
No, I haven't. I do know the
really
story.
uplifting.
Yeah.
It's
beautiful,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely a celebration of humanity. which
With catchy music.
yeah, with catchy
You see, I've worked in theatre for 20 years, and I've seen so many shows. I've gone to so many shows. I've done so many shows myself. I've sold for so many shows that going to see another show is just like a busman's holiday for me. You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
No, I tend not to see bigger shows because lots of friends who are actors and that. I go see a lot of fringe theatre, and so I tend to not. People will go, have you seen And Juliet? Is it called that?
Yes,
and the Henry VIII live
Juliet.
ones and all this. I'm like, no, my mum's come to London and seen them, but I haven't been because I've only seen
Are you talking about Six?
6. Yeah, I've not seen
West End
I know
shows.
it's-
Go see Six, but Come From Away is amazing, and I was a
astonishing.
blubbering mess
Yeah.
at the end of it.
I think it's nice to occasionally have things that just remind you that human beings are generally quite good people.
Yeah.
You know,
It's-
it's
you know the
nice
story
when-
of it.
Yes, I know
Like
the
during
story.
9/11 and all that.
But you mentioned just now that you go to see a lot of friends on the Fringe Theatre, and that's how you two met, wasn't it? Because there was Lidstock.
Oh God, yes.
Is that what you
remember?
first did?
Yes.
Yeah, so my friend Dilek.
Hi, Delay.
Hi Dilek. Who's now in Brixton.
Yes.
So we meet up for pizza.
Oh, she's moved back down here?
Yeah, she's found a lovely pizza place, so we go and have pizza every couple of weeks. She decided, because I'd done a lot of Fringe Theatre and she was heading into producing, she decided to do a couple of nights of short plays that I'd written over the last few years. Quite tricky to find out, because obviously you find out that, they've explored quite a lot of the same themes there, haven't we? If it's another funny one, then it's about suicide. It's
All light-hearted topics.
all
and such.
light-hearted topics. Oh, it's another ghost story, is it, Joe? So she put on this show, Lidstock, and I can't remember which one you did.
Honesty
Did you
to
do the
God, I
couple?
knew you were about to ask me that,
Yeah.
and I don't remember. I did a few of them, and I can't remember what any of them were
Was
now.
one of them the game show? Was that one of the...
No, that was a different one.
Oh.
Different writer. Moving on.
Right.
That was Alan.
The wonderful Alan.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Alan. No, I don't remember. I mean, it was quite a long time ago.
Yeah,
but you've
very
written a
long
lot
time.
for theatre as well as
So I've done a
TV.
lot of Fringe Theatre. The thing that I've started... did I start during lockdown, I think? Yeah. With Dilek, was I've written a full-length play now.
Beautiful.
And I've written also the bare bones of full-length play for me. And I've got a couple of guys in America who want me to write a musical. And that's why I do need to see 6, because 6, it looks like it's got a similar thing.
Yes.
So I'm trying to write a musical about Bosie, Oscar Wilde's lover.
Oh,
Okay.
It's so funny because I didn't really know much about him. I knew he existed. That's about it.
Lord Alfred, that's his
yes,
name, yes,
yeah.
yeah.
And basically, like he wrote this thing that was about Oscar Wilde and stuff like, yeah, it's not all that. And he really said, and he's overweight. I'm still 10 stone, like I've always been. He's such a messy little twink. It's so funny. He's a real chaos merchant.
so he was the OG messy little twink.
Totally. And you go, what? How can you not have written this? And he's like, I think I'm probably a better writer than Oscar. And it's like, yeah, clearly. But he's a fascinating character because his dad is the inventor of the rules of boxing.
Queensbury Rules, yes.
And his dad is clearly has issues. Clearly has, I would say, mental health issues.
Right.
But also is clearly quite abusive. So you've got Bosie, who is this horrible person in many ways, but he's come from this background of probably a physical abuse. It's certainly mental abuse.
Yeah.
So you go, he's actually a really fascinating character. So the plan is to try and write a musical about him.
Well,
So
look,
that's
if you
like-
can write a musical about 9/11, you can definitely
Well,
write a
this is
musical
it,
about
yeah.
these kind of people. But that sounds interesting, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
so-
and I mean, if you're looking for messy little, well, I suppose twinks, we can't
I
be
mean-
twinks
Well,
anymore.
let's just hope they
Yeah.
did more than...
reminding people to play the parents.
Exactly. Oh my God, done. We're in.
I'm sure it's going to do better than Wild, the musical.
I haven't.
What's Wild the musical?
So, you remember, what's his name? He used to be a TV presenter, dark hair with glasses, in the 80s, and he wrote a musical about Wilde, and it played at the Bernard Shaw Theatre for one night.
Wild is in about Oscar Wilde.
About Oscar Wilde.
All right. So when you said Wilde,
Yeah,
I'm
so
thinking like
you're going to do much better than that. I know you
Yeah,
are.
no. I did want to see a musical about Jack the Ripper.
Oh, yeah.
oh, that's a good idea.
Well,
though.
is it? So I think with Jack the Ripper you can do two things. One is the actual reality, which is poor women, forced
Yeah.
into a life of prostitution, being brutally murdered, which is horrible, and or you can go, well, let's park that and do Gaslights and Victoriana and swirling capes and everything. What you can't do is both at the same time. And I saw this musical that had songs like the ghosts of the women singing "You Are the Servant of Jack the Ripper," accompanied by photos of the real women, and you're like, no, this is I don't like this. This is a disconnect.
But
I was
there a
once in a musical about the plague, and it was called Catchy.
No.
It's catchy, catchy, catchy. And
Amazing.
At one point, I played a tap dancing skeleton.
Oh my god!
Oh,
that sounds
no.
like something from like The Nightmare Before Christmas. That's very funny. But you, as well as having written for a lot for stage, you also wrote for Torchwood.
Yes.
Amazing.
My first telly gig was an episode of season 2 of Torchwood.
That's very cool.
It's about 2 years ago. It definitely wasn't 2008.
Oh, yes, that's only 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, no, that was an amazing. I mean, that was amazing because I'd loved season 1 of Torchwood, and I got the gig because I'd been doing Doctor Who websites and things. So I'd been doing for the Doctor Who was still relatively new then. I think it was David Tennant by then, and there were fictional websites, and I was the writer of those. So I'd go to Cardiff, have meetings. So I kind of got known because there was a sort of vibe of the people who made Doctor Who Confidential, people behind the scenes. That we'd go out all the time. So hit the clubs of Cardiff back in the day. I'm not doing that now.
Well, there's still. I mean, actually, it's kind of the same. Mary's is still there.
And and so I was kind of known then. And then Russell T Davies said to Gary Russell, who was the I think was becoming the script editor on Torchwood, but at that time was doing sort of the merchandise. He was in charge of all that, and he'd been my boss at Big Finish, who I did the audios for. And Russell said to Gary Russell, "Is there any writer you'd recommend to give an opportunity to go through the television writing process?" And Gary suggested me, which is very nice. I had a meeting with Russell T Davies and Judy Gardner, and I think I wore a suit because I didn't know what to do. Do I
I thought you were going to say Judy Garland there for a second.
Yeah, Judy Gardner. And what I was very lucky was, it was very funny because I was writing I can't remember what the correct term is but basically like a spare script. So what they do is they commission 15 scripts for a 13 episode season. So that if something happens with all the scripts, there are 2 immediately can go into production. There's no, it's all, everything has gone through all of the process right up to pre-production. And I was at this party in Cardiff.
You at a party?
I know.
It doesn't sound like you went all to.
Yeah. So I was just
You're a
on
veritable
Twitter saying,
wallflower.
whenever I go on Instagram, Joe's got a pint. And I'm like, well, just go outside and work.
It's a way to live.
Yeah, and so I was at this party, and a couple of people, a producer of Doctor Who Confidential, another writer I know, they were sort of, they'd say things, and it was like my episode was being made, and so I sort of went up to Gary Russell, who was like, sort of my script editor then and that on it, and said, look, Alan said this, and Gillian said this, and I said, is my episode's not gone into it? He went, oh yeah, no, it was decided a while back yours is being made. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to freak you out. At which point I freaked out and had to be taken out of the party and sat in a stairwell. Had to be taken outside and sort of heavy breathing, breathe. And that was when I got my first telly.
That's amazing.
And it was amazing. It was it's such a weird experience because previously all I'd written was audio dramas. Now I love audio. I mean, I'll always go back to I'm writing an audio drama today. It's probably my favourite medium. But with audio, you tend to work with one person, a producer who is also the script editor, and then it'll go. You might go along to recording, and it's basically 5 people and a director, usually recorded in a day, job done. With TV, you go in. And they have, what was it first? The tone meeting.
Oh,
so
yes.
you have the tone meeting. So you go in, and there's like 400 people sat round this giant, it's like in a classroom, sat around this giant table, and they all start giving their job titles. And it's I'm from BBC Merchandising, I'm from BBC Merchandising, I'm from this, I'm from that, I'm from this, I'm from that. And they all go around it, and then Russell will start and go around, and then go, and it's me just sat there going, I'm doing this one still, I wrote the episode. and it's a really bizarre thing when you suddenly go, people are already looking at locations.
Yeah.
So they start holding up boards going, well, this is the colour scheme we think, and you're like, all these people are working on this thing that I'm writing.
That must be such a fabulous feeling, though.
It is fabulous. It's scary.
Overwhelming, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's a bit overwhelming because you're just a bit like, I feel like I'm pretending at this job. I think a lot of writers, we do sort of feel like
the imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome, totally. It's like, I was trying to write a treatment for a really small audio drama this week, and it's like, I'd just forgotten how to do sentences. So to the idea that all these people are somehow sort of not just relying on you, but are now working on something you're writing. And it was a very very amazing experience. I got to write for some brilliant actors, so that was very nice. I got to write for Richard Bryars. I mean, I love the cast of Torchwood, but Richard Bryars is in it. And most I got to write for this actor, Bern Gorman, who's in Torchwood, who is now huge everywhere, and as he should be. And he's an astonishing actor.
But it must be such a coup for you to get a writing gig on something that you're already a fan of.
What was funny was, I'm going to admit here, I think for the first time, you sign basically an NDA or something.
Which you've just broken.
Yeah, this is it, yeah.
It's probably expired at this stage, right?
But
it's fine, you're not being recorded. Tell us.
No one will see. So I had to not tell people. And also, part of me was like, I don't want to tell people because if it falls through, I'm going to look like a fool. Because I'm convinced it's going to fall through, even though people are going, well, we've cast it now. And I'm like, no, it's all going to get cancelled. So I was like, I mustn't tell anyone. And then I went back, my family all live in Yorkshire. So by that point, I was living in London. And I'd moved around a lot, but I'd go back to Yorkshire every Christmas, obviously, see the family. And I remember I went out for drinks with my sister and my best friend from school, Chris. And Chris was the big Doctor Who fan. Chris was the one that got into Doctor Who and everything like that. So we're in the pub, I've had a few pints, I'm like, I can't not tell. So, anyway, I've got this news. And my sister was like, oh my God, that's amazing. Oh, wow. Because the world's very different these days. More people are aware of how television... Someone from my sort of background, television was the gods, And the idea that someone from my school is writing television was really bizarre. And so my sister was like that. And Chris just looked at me and went, oh, wow, so does that mean you might write for Doctor Who one day? And I was like, can we focus on the fact that I'm writing television? Not that I might be one step closer to writing Doctor Who. It was such a Doctor Who nerd response. Well, what about the main show?
Do you have a bucket list of things like that you'd love to write for? Is there like a dream or a goal?
I've always had. Do you know what? It's sort of changed because not really. I love writing, and I love writing on other people's shows. So basically, after Torchwood, I moved into kids' TV, and I've done lots of different types of kids' TV, and I love finding what I love about it, and that being why I want to write for it. I don't think you can ever really just do it as just a job. You've got to actually love the characters and love the world, and sometimes that's difficult because you might not when you first go into it. A show I really loved doing was Hetty Feather, but when that came up, I already had 2 of the jobs, and my agent said, you can't really do all 3. And I said, well, I won't do Victorian Orphans. I don't care really about Victorian Orphans. I thought, your plague musical.
You heard it here first. Joseph Litster does not care for Victorian Orphans.
I don't care for them.
I don't think many people did, and that was the point.
That was the point. My agent was like, you've got to do that show because the head writer is, I think, was a client of hers, but also she said it's a really prestigious show. So I sat and watched it, and I went, oh, actually, because actually it's not just about that, it's about the roles of boys and girls, because they're very different lives in those periods. As you go, can we write a sensitive boy? Can we, who might, whether he's gay or not, but boys, so I like writing about men and feelings, because
we do have them.
Because we do have them,
funnily enough.
And that's often a theme in what I write, and so in the end I ended up doing all 3. But I then fell in love with Hetty Feather while writing on it, and became, was on it for a few years, and we'd have the writer's room, and I'd be like, right, I've got a plan, and I, became obsessed with it. So I think, but what I never really had was any great ambition. I think as I've got older, and I think part of this might be to do with how television's changing, I've never had any great ambition to have my own thing, but as I've got older, I am, and I think that's why I'm doing these full-length plays and things like that, because I don't know if I'll ever have my own TV show. It'd be lovely. I don't know if that'll ever happen. But I can write a full-length play that can go out, that people might, 3 people can go and watch for one night only. But there'll be a programme by Josef Lidster on it. And I think that's, as I've got older, that's become my slight thing of, I do really want to do something that it feels like it's me. It's not just me writing for somebody else.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a bucket list of things to write for. I'd write for anything because
it's the arts, isn't it?
Well, TV's in a really bad way at the moment. So pretty much every TV writer I know is doing other stuff. And the idea we've basically all got to write a Harlan Coben novel and get that.
Yeah.
Then people will put that on telly. Yeah. And I say that as I love the Harlan Coben stuff. It's glorious.
I'm going to throw this out there into the universe. I think Derek and Orla, the feature film.
Well, yeah.
Is in the
Perfect.
works.
That
There
could
we go.
work. Yeah.
Moving on now, we asked you to choose a song. Do you want to tell us the name of the song, the artist, and the reason why?
So it's Adam Freeland, and it's called "We Want Your Soul," and I'd never heard of it before. But I was for a while running a theatre scratch night, or co-running it with a mate of mine. The Broccoli Jack. I can recommend the Broccoli Jack. Great
Yeah,
pub,
big
great
up,
theatre.
big up, big
Big
up.
up the Broccoli Jack.
Yeah.
They put on really good shows as well. And I was running this scratch night, did a few last year, and we had to put music on. Yeah, you put music on for when people are coming in and maybe between the shows and all this lot. And I can't remember where it came up from. I was like, I want to find a song that's a bit... Oh, that was it. No, it's like... So sad. I'm 47 and I buy dance music collections because my big music is trance music.
Yeah.
And I decided during lockdown, as I got a load of these Euphoria, they're called.
Oh, yes,
And,
yeah.
and I was missing some. So I decided, a little lockdown project to try and get the remaining ones set. And this was in one of the songs. It's mixed with something. And I went, oh, perfect for the theatre scratch night. And I just think it's really stays in your head.
Amazing. So this is Adam Freeland with We Want Your Soul. So that was Adam Freeland with We Want Your Soul.
Now, Joe, that we've picked your brain quite a bit, right? But are you ready for the next portion of your interview? This is the scary part.
This is the fun bit.
This is what separates, the true adults
Yeah.
from the mere
The children.
children.
Yes.
This is quick fire questions.
Oh, right.
Don't think, just answer.
Okay.
Are you ready? Question number 1. If you could swap lives with any inanimate object for a day, what would it be?
It would be a sundial.
Oh. Would you rather be stuck in traffic with your ex or your boss, and why?
I don't really have a boss, so I'd have to say my ex because I'm really good pals with my ex.
Oh,
So,
see, that's just
yeah.
nice, though.
Yeah.
It's like a
Sorry.
sweet little answer, right? Oh, this could be interesting now, you being a writer. What conspiracy theory do you low-key wish was true?
There's a couple that I think. I think Donald Trump faked his assassination.
Ooh,
Oh, God,
dun, dun,
yeah.
dun.
The ear, because it's from an Agatha Christie thing. Is in one of the Agatha Christie stories, the woman cuts her ear because if you tiny little cut your ear,
It's a lot of blood.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So, what coincidence? You get shot there, and then we don't hear anything else about it.
And it's bristly, it doesn't grow back.
Yeah.
You know?
Nice.
I just add, I know during quickfire questions, someone pitched a conspiracy theory at us not long back, saying that the Titanic was sunk on purpose.
Yeah.
It was this huge, big, elaborate conspiracy theory.
I've read about this. I do like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with JFK growing up, so the JFK assassination. So I do love a good conspiracy theory.
Well, I have a wild conspiracy theory for you. So maybe JFK never existed because he wasn't alive when we were alive.
Maybe he's an alien.
Maybe it's the world is lying to us. Yeah. Go on anyway. Continue.
Anyway, what's the most ridiculous lie you've told that someone worked?
That somehow worked.
That somehow worked?
The most ridiculous lie.
Yeah.
I would say probably that I'm a writer.
That's true. So if your pet suddenly had the ability to talk, what do you think it would say about you?
We're not allowed pets. I'm in a rented flat, so we're not allowed pets. But my parents have a dog, and they have a dog called Wizard who was abused when he was younger, and now he's the
Wizard.
friendliest, loveliest dog in the world. But is obsessed with his ball. So I think what he'd say is throw me the ball because he's obsessed with it.
Wizard, hi. You're welcome
Wizard.
on the
Yeah,
show
he's-
anytime you like. We like you.
What's your go-to dance move when no one else is watching?
It unfortunately would be they're doing that with your finger because I love dance music.
pointing.
It's Pointer Sister.
Yeah.
What's it got? Yeah.
Perfect, done. If you had a warning label, what would it say?
Volatile.
I could see that. I
Yeah.
think we should get a tattoo.
Yeah,
With that just
volatile.
across, just across
yeah.
here.
What's the worst first impression you've ever made?
I mean, the most recent one was I met a friend's daughter, and for some reason I thought she was about 18, 19, so I was like, did you like your mum's show? And she was like, yes, I'm also in my 30s. And I was like, I don't even know why I spoke to her like that, even if I thought she was 18, 19. For some reason, I get so I'm very socially anxious and awkward. So I had a couple of wines to try and chill myself out at this big industry type thing. And that's just...
That's very funny. If you could only communicate using song lyrics for a week, what artist would you choose?
Belinda Carlisle.
Oh.
Because I like Heaven is a Place on Earth, I think would be a lovely...
Yeah.
That's good, because she's quite...
Ooh,
and
baby, do you know what that's worth?
that just sounds like a goat singing it. That's kind of music that's scary. I thought you were going to say some sort of trance thing, because there's so little music.
Because if you say that, but then all the words would be...
Non-existent. Last question.
What's one totally useless superpower you wish you had?
Useless is a hard
Useless.
one. Do you know, I'd really love it if I could make cups of tea make themselves, because I love tea. Because of my job, I often sit in bed for a little bit longer in the morning than other people might, and I get on with stuff. But I'll go and make the tea, I'll put the pot, let it brew, and then I'm like, I wish my tea was here.
Have you
Why
just
go back to the kitchen?
Have you tried a teas made?
I was going to say, have you just invented the teas made?
What an awesome superpower that is.
Oh, that would be good to tea man.
Yeah.
Tea
Just
or-
go boop. Tea.
Just as a sidebar, your parents' dog Wizard, I found out recently, someone was telling me that they used to be bullied at school and they used to be called Gaylord a lot.
Oh.
And if you look Gaylord up in the dictionary, the Oxford English Dictionary apparently says the definition of Gaylord is wizard.
Oh my god, no, that's so wanted. Yeah, call us that.
So basically, whenever a
So
bully...
if someone shouts wizard at you in the street, I know what you mean. Political correctness gone mad. You can't say what you really think.
I was going the other way.
It is Pride season.
I know every time I'm in Soho, I'm going to walk down and go, wizard!
Yeah, there's lots of magic down in Soho during Pride.
I mean, there's your TV show right there.
Yeah?
That could be. And then
I do
his-
have a couple of TV show ideas, so I'm working on those slowly, but...
Derek and Orla.
The problem is that you also have to earn money to pay the rent.
Yeah.
So you're a bit like,
true, yeah.
I'm going to sit on a beach and write a novel.
I feel like so if your TV series could be about the superhero who can make his own tea and is called Wizard, there you go.
Yeah.
Done.
Now, I want to write, my actual thing is I want to write about a boy with autism, and I want to write solving a mystery. And I've got a mystery idea. And what I want to do, because I love kids TV, but a lot of kids TV is these days very colourful, and I want to do something bleak in the north. Not all of the north is bleak. I'm from the north is lovely, but there are areas that are bleak.
Other lovely areas are also available.
Right, now let's get on with the next song, and then we're going to be playing some more games.
Oh, fun.
Because Joe is staying with us for the rest
Joe
of the
is
show.
staying with us, yes.
Because
So,
Joe's a writer, so therefore doesn't have a proper job to get
All
to.
the time in the world, as we do apparently as
I'm
well.
just going to have a pint.
Yeah. We just say weird things into microphones,
Yeah.
so that works too, right?
like
Great.
phlegm.
No, God.
Oh,
And moving swiftly on, let's get on with the next song. My choice of song.
Your
yeah?
choice of song, yes, tell me.
So I want to do Alana Miles with Black Velvet.
That was Alana Miles with Black Velvet.
Ooh.
And now, Joe, are you ready?
I feel like we're just terrifying poor Joe with
Assume the
everything.
position.
Right, are we ready for...
We are ready for...
I think we're ready for this week's Derek versus Orla.
Yeah, dun dun dun.
Now, Joe, you may not be familiar, right? So each week we have a segment called Derek versus Orla, where Derek and Orla battle against each other to claim victory. I think at the moment we're on...
3, 2, 1.
Okay, so you're playing for
representing
the
the
guests.
okay.
You're playing for
Yeah.
the guests, right? And 1 second now, you talk amongst yourselves
What's
while I
the
find
prize?
the
There isn't one. Glory.
glory and respect.
Yes.
Now,
It's like
right.
writing for,
Yeah.
what's it? You get actors do it as well if you do it for free. Oh, but you'll get
exposure.
exposure. Yeah.
Exposure.
Oh, great exposure. That's what
I'm glad that we all struggled with that word
Yeah.
because we shouldn't know
No.
it because it is not a form
Not a
of
good-
payment for exposure. Right, but this week's you don't even know what this
I
week's
don't know what this week's
Derek versus Orla is. Now, and I feel like because you said something about it a while ago, this week's Derek versus Orla is name the capitals.
Oh no.
Oh.
Name the capitals. Are you ready? Right. So we'll go
So
one
we'll
at
have
a time.
buzzers.
No, we'll go one at a time. Right, because you get a
Oh, okay.
multiple choice.
Oh, I see.
You get
Okay.
multiple choice. So I'm going to start. Right.
Right.
So it's the country it's given me is Singapore.
Okay.
Right, and the capitals options because it is multiple choice.
Yeah.
So and I'm terrible at this because I tried it the other day.
Okay.
And I fared very badly.
So you've already had a go.
Yeah.
So so I have no idea this.
Go
So
on,
the capital
quickly.
is Singapore, Tokyo, Manama, Montevideo, or Singapore. Maybe the capital of Singapore is Singapore. Is it?
S.
Oh, yes. Okay, I got that right.
Okay.
1 point. Right, here you
So,
go.
Indonesia.
So
I've got
Indonesia.
Dushanbe, Porto Novo, Kuwait City, Jakarta. Jakarta!
Are you correct?
Yeah.
Right, well, we can ask, Joe.
And then next,
Right, so read out your country.
Suriname.
Suriname. I've
Where-
never even heard of the country.
I've never heard of that country. Apologies.
Paramaribo, Castries, Valletta, or Georgetown. I'm going to go with Georgetown just for fun.
That's-
No.
oh, boo, we're in. So what, we're 1-1-0.
Yeah.
Right, oh God, and we've got to keep going. This is terrible. Okay, Tunisia. Right, I think I know this one. I think it's Tunis.
Okay.
Right, I mean, the other options they gave me were N'Djamena, Brasilia, and Sao Tome, which I probably butchered those names, so I apologize if you're from those places. I'm going to try Tunis and see.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
Right, two.
Okay.
Right, will I read out the questions,
Okay.
Ray, so we don't have to pass the phone around? Djibouti.
Okay.
This is another country I've not heard of. Dear God, I'm feeling very ignorant. Right, is it Nouakchott, Djibouti, Dublin, for some reason, or Khartoum?
Khartoum is in Egypt, I know that, so I'm going to go for Djibouti.
Are you sure it's not Dublin? Are you sure it's
Just
not
press
Dublin? Djibouti, right?
Yay!
Oh, yay! Right, Joe, now,
Yeah.
your next one. Why isn't it just doing like France or Australia?
Yeah.
So, Equatorial Guinea,
Oh, right, yeah.
right? Your options are Mabane, Manama, Djibouti, or Malabo as the capital.
Djibouti.
Right, let's. It was Malabo.
No.
Right, so I've forgotten where we are now. 2.
2, 1.
0.
No, 0, yeah.
0.
Okay, so we're back to me.
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua. So it's either Panama City, Brasilia, Managua, or Georgetown. So, Nicaragua. Have you been to these places, any of us?
That's where the coffee's from, isn't it?
Right, I'm going to go with Oh, there we go, yay! Right, Botswana,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, this is going to be difficult.
Is it Astana, Bissau, Gaborone, or Asmara?
Gaborone.
God, here we go. Yes!
Yes.
Oh, this one's probably a little bit easier. Vietnam. Right, so your options are Damascus, Malé, Tokyo, or Hanoi.
I think it's Hanoi.
Oh,
Hanoi
Yay!
J.
There we go.
Yay!
Right, so one more.
One more.
Each. So we're at 3, 3, 2, 1.
1.
Right. These, I mean,
Just get on with it.
I know what I'm
Stop
scared.
complaining.
It's just such. There's like I'm now feeling very dumb because I've not heard of any of these countries. Eswatini, is it Mbain, Rabat, Harare, or Accra? Oh, it's
It's
me.
you.
Oh, it's me. I'm sorry, I was asking you. I'm just gonna have to point and poke.
Yay! No, you got it right. Oh.
No, I got it wrong. I got it very wrong. Right, so that's 3.
So, Palau, Oneara, Port Moresby, Anman, Nigel. Oh, I can't even say that. I apologise.
We're just gonna get so cancelled because like
Yeah.
we can't pronounce the name.
I'm going
We
to do
don't-
the first one, Oneara.
No,
No,
right.
oh.
Okay, and last one of the competition. This is now it's starting to get easier, thank
Yeah.
God. Portugal.
Oh.
Is it St. John's, Lisbon, Vatican City, or Dublin? Dublin. Is it Dublin?
I think it's Lisbon.
Oh my God! Yay!
Yay!
Right.
So we got 2-2-1.
Oh my God, we tied.
We tied.
That's not happened before.
Oh no, we did that once before. So we've been saying the points all wrong because we got a tie once before. So you're not on 3, you're on 2.
We're gonna have to get on to,
Yeah.
to Blaze, and he can tell us
Yeah.
who's the leader at the moment. So we have another tie.
Yes.
And you gave a good effort.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
good
Good
effort.
effort.
Right.
Right.
But let's put that away now because that's made us all feel very stupid.
And what's next, Derek?
Right. I think next up is because Joe's going to help me with this
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
We're ready for our Agony Uncle Derek segment.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So people write in and looking for our advice.
Oh, lovely.
Right? Because I'm Irish and wise.
Yes.
And you have a beard. So you can do this and look very
yeah.
wise as you think about.
I don't really have a beard. I just haven't shaved for about 3 weeks.
Oh, it suits you.
I
And
know,
I'm loving
I
the
don't
long,
get a
luscious
proper beard.
curls
I want a proper beard.
as well. I like it. By the way, if anybody does want to write in with your need advice, you can contact us at derekandorlado@gmail.com.
Or go on to Instagram, Derek and Orla Do.
Yeah, or TikTok. We're on there as well as Derek and Orla do.
Or Linktree.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
That lasted about an hour on my phone.
Oh, really? And then you
Yeah.
got rid of it?
No, I was like, no, too much, too much.
TikTok I can deal with. X I kind of struggle with.
So this is a very short one.
Oh, okay. Oh, dear. Is that the problem?
Yeah. It's called Lost in Love.
Oh, okay.
I've fallen for a girl, but she's an anime character. Is it really a bad thing?
Yes.
Is it
quite simple.
Yeah, because they're not real.
They're not real.
No.
You can fancy cartoon characters. I think everybody did at some point. I think growing up, especially growing up as a gay during we might have had Section 28, but we also had Fred on Scooby-Doo.
We did.
Oh,
we had Hank on Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Or Robin in the Robin Hood Disney.
Yeah.
Apparently that's a big one for people.
Yeah.
He was a fox and a cartoon.
The awkward one is the Thundercats, but they weren't really rich.
But they were, yeah.
And we're sort of agreeing with this
No,
person.
so it's
I
okay
actually
to fancy.
I just watched the 7th episode of season 1 of She-Ra,
She-Ra.
and it had a pirate on it, and I thought, yeah. Sorry.
So, no, fancying is fine, but don't fall in love with an anime character.
I think, and I don't know why this has just popped into my head, and this is me being my nerdy self, right? There's an episode of Star Trek, you might know about this, where one of the characters falls in love with a holodeck, like a hologram of a person, and it's posing this question as well about, like, are they real, are they fake, are they... But I mean, obviously they're fake.
They're fake.
But, maybe they should use this to give themselves the oomph to go out into the real world and meet someone real.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe go to an anime convention.
Or maybe go to an anime convention, and then you might meet other people. And they're huge. I went to, and I'm terrified about what you just said.
What did you just say?
I don't think you can repeat it.
Oh.
Orla surprised me last year at some point, I think, and got me tickets for Comic-Con, right? But I ended up going on my own, right? So, and it was very last minute, and so I headed off, and oh my God, they're like...
The cosplays are
phenomenal.
So I follow quite a few of them on Instagram because there's a lot of Doctor Who fans.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's really quite hot.
They look amazing. Now, the struggle you have as well with meeting someone who's in character, and I won't name names here, but a friend of mine, this happened to them years ago. We were at a fancy dress party, and someone was dressed as Jack Sparrow, right, from Pirates, and he looked good. He looked really fantastic. He had the hair, the beard, the whole shebang. So, I think she sort of fell for the vibe. And, they ended up hooking up, and that was all fine. And then the next day, it was like, a complete and utter stranger had arrived in the house, because wig gone, makeup gone, clothes gone, quite literally. So that was a rather terrifying experience. But I think, go out into the world. I think going to Comic-Con is a good idea. Meet like-minded people. So if you have a problem that you'd like myself and Orla to discuss and help you with the help of our guests sometimes, please do email us at derek@gmail.com.
Right, Derek. Now, random news of the week. What is your random news?
Is our random news of the week. Are you ready for random news of the week? I think we are.
Yes, I think we're ready. Are you still ready for some random news?
No. So it's gone. Actually, again, speak amongst yourselves.
We can't deal with the technological things.
So the random news this week is that a seriously deep sleeper was not woken up by a ship, a cruise liner, or a cargo liner, I think, actually, crashing into his house.
I can believe that.
He was fast asleep. So John Helberg, he'd been sound asleep when a 135-metre long container ship ran aground on Thursday. And he was fast asleep, and it basically missed his home by a couple of metres, but it crashed into his garden. And he stayed asleep the whole time.
Wow.
And he's called Helberg.
Norway.
It's in Norway.
Yeah.
As in iceberg.
Johan, it wasn't John, I apologise.
Iceberg joke, maybe?
Johan Helberg. I mean, I think, what would you feel if you suddenly woke up, opened the curtains, and there was a cargo ship in your garden?
I'd be like, I've got a garden. I live in London. I live in London, and I've got a garden. How fancy am I now?
I'd be trying to find out what's in the cargo.
And you live on the coast.
Yeah.
Well, this is a bit like, do you remember a few years ago when there was some story about one of the container ships lost a load of rubber ducks? And they're still floating around.
There's one with Lego. There was somewhere on the south coast with a load of cocaine, and then there's a very famous film in the 40s about a ship crashing in Scotland with a load of whiskey. Yeah.
No, I don't remember that one either, but I remember that there's a story
about that train.
Yeah, well, exactly. But that was because that's what the Young Offenders movie is about.
Yes.
It's the cocaine washing up on the shore of Ireland, and then half the country running down to try and sell it. So it's good to have a hobby, I suppose.
Right, are you ready for my section now?
Oh, are we ready?
Very.
This is Joke of the week.
Or Orla's
Joke of the week.
Okay. I strictly forbid my kids from watching orchestras. There's too much sax and violins.
Enough said.
Oh.
Are we just getting one joke this week?
No,
Are we
you're going to
getting
get another
two?
one. You're going to get
Okay.
another one. Let's just have... I met a girl who runs a battery kiosk at the park. She basically, she sells seashells by the seesaw.
That was like a joke versus Orla and a joke.
Yeah.
All wrapped up into one.
Shall we do another one?
Yeah,
We've got
let's do it.
yeah.
Let's do another one.
The cashier told me, stripped down facing me. By the time I realised they meant the debit card, it was too late and I was being escorted out.
Yeah. Funny.
That doesn't even seem like a joke because it seems like something that Orla would
Orla
actually
did,
just
yeah.
have done. Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
Are these just stories from your life rather
Yes.
than actual jokes?
Pretty much.
Right, well, I think we should have another song.
Yes, I think we should as well. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about this because this is my song choice now.
Right.
And I can actually be seen, little me, when I was years old, can actually be seen in the video to this, the music video. And I got asked, along with a load of other people, my best friend Emma is also in it, and they came and asked us if we would be in the video for a futuristic rave.
Wait, so we have been together 10 years this October, and I have never heard that story.
Yeah. So if you watch
You're in a music video
Yes.
at 9 years old.
No, I said years.
Oh.
I'm not telling you how old I was when we did this.
Oh, I thought you said
Is it?
9.
No.
Right,
But
what
this
is it? What's the song?
This is Entrance with Set You Free. So I do have a confession about that song.
Confess
that
your
I
lies.
just realised as I
Confess
was.
your lies.
Yeah, I'm not in the video for that song. I am in the video for an Entrance song. It is Electronic Pleasure, which was their third song I think that they released.
Oh, it's so funny that you were like
yeah.
introduced it and then you're like, oh wait, no, it's not that.
It's not that song.
That I'm in at all. I think I might start telling people that I'm in like One Direction.
No, but I was in one of their songs.
Oh, well, then we'll play it next time.
Yes.
We'll play it next time for you. Right, we're coming to the end, coming up towards the end.
Yes, very, very close now.
But Joe, tell people where they can find you. If they want to follow you on social
on
media.
the internet. I do Instagram a lot. I love Instagram. I'll be Josef Lidster, I think. It's all one word on there. And if you go there, you find me on Instagram or just Google Josef Lidster because I've got a weird name. I've got on there, I did it again during lockdown, that thing of, what can I do? I set up a Linktree page.
Oh.
So if you go on there, you can click on my Linktree page, which will take you to my agent or to my Twitter or to my Blue Sky or to my Amazon or to my Duolingo page.
There we go.
So if you want to play Duolingo with me,
And what language are you learning?
German.
Oh, well
well,
done.
because I was a bit sly, because basically I did German A-level, so I speak quite good German. So I thought I'll do Duolingo, but I'll say I've never learnt German before. So for the first year, I was like, I'm so good. Duolingo's like, you're so good. I'm like, yeah.
This is how you trick the algorithm, is
You're
it?
good to do Duolingo. But it's now reached the point where I've been doing it for like 2-3 years. It's reaching the point where it's now like, it's really giving me random...
Oh,
Yeah.
you know,
actual proper sentences.
Why are your dirty socks still on the ceiling fan? And it's like, yeah.
Why are your dirty socks still on?
Yeah, that would be.
I did French for about a year on Duolingo, and then I realised that like my French was getting absolutely no better.
No better, yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't think it's going to do... I use it sort of as a thing of, it's meant to do first thing in the morning, slightly gets the brain
good
going.
to get your brain working,
I was
isn't it?
doing
Yeah.
the
Is
maths. I was doing the maths one, but it got to adding fractions or to multiply. I just couldn't do it. And of course, with Duolingo, it doesn't go... Sometimes it doesn't always go, this is the correct answer. So it just got to the point where I was like, I can't get past this round. And then I was like, I don't...
There's a maths version of
They did the maths- There's a
Duolingo.
music one as well.
I didn't know
Where
that.
you press the key and it goes... Do, 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 do.
I mean, that was beautiful. You should release that as a single. I didn't know you could do a maths one. That's crazy.
It's mad.
And they've just started chess.
Oh. Look,
But I haven't.
Are you working for Duolingo? Do you write their programs for them?
Duolingo. I love it. It's because also I love the fact it's so obsessed with trying to get you to pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
true
like,
too.
why do you do this? Why do you do this? Oh, me, I want
the
to do a
adverts
video. And they've got this new thing now where you can have a video call with one of the cartoon characters. I'm like, no, I don't answer my phone as it is. I'm not going to deliberately set it up.
That these cartoons start ringing.
So
you.
yeah, start ringing up.
But if people want to see
Get
any of your...
Fred from Scooby-Doo to ring you up.
Well, he can do that.
Or again, the fox from Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there again. It's not so much me, but other people's issues. So if people want to see any of your stuff, where's the best
So
place
I've
to
got a
see?
YouTube page as well, which would be again Josef Lidster.
Yeah.
That's got some of my stuff on, some short films I've written and are on there. And then there's quite a bit of stuff I suppose is on iPlayer.
Happy
Sarah
days.
Jane Adventures, Torchwood. I think Hetty Feather's on there.
Oh, there you go.
So
There's a whole
yeah.
back catalogue of things that
Yeah,
they can
There's
get
a whole
involved
back
in.
catalogue.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming and joining us
Thank you
today.
Thank you
so
for having me.
much.
It's been so much fun.
It's been lovely having you.
Yes.
And it's been lovely having you.
Oh, I say.
So if anyone wants to contact us and let us know about your agony uncle problems,
If you have any jokes
or if you have any suggestions for Derek versus Orla,
or any random news,
or you just want to say hello and tell us that we're pretty,
and you want to give us money,
yeah, you could do that too. Just
Yeah.
contact us at derekandorlado@gmail.com,
or you can go onto TikTok or Instagram, Derek and Orla do,
or just turn up at the studio here in Soho and,
and
say hi.
give us cash.
Yeah, we just take cash, yeah. Or do you have anywhere to swipe a card?
Oh, well, no, I think my slot's a bit dirty now.
Oh, God. And on that note, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you again next time. Bye.